are made without their input.
That's a fascinating point about systemic erasure. How has Ronald fought against this?
Ronald has spent 7 years meticulously documenting everything. He's created what he calls the baseline ignition engine, a comprehensive system for tracking these institutional failures.
You know, this reminds me of how civil rights activists in the 1960s documented everything to prove systemic discrimination.
Exactly. Documentation becomes a form of resistance. Every piece of paper, every ignored warning, becomes evidence for reform.
Speaking of documentation, how has technology, or the lack of it, played a role in these failures?
Many child welfare offices still rely on outdated case management systems. Some even use paper files. In Antonio's case, critical warnings were lost in the shuffle between different departments.
That's shocking in 2026. How is Ronald working to change this?
He's advocating for a complete overhaul of the notification system, including mandatory digital tracking of all warnings and automated alerts to all parties involved.
These sound like common sense solutions. What's preventing their implementation?
Bureaucratic inertia, budget constraints, and sometimes just a lack of political will to acknowledge these systemic failures.
Let's talk about the warnings themselves. What kind of red flags were being raised?
The placement where Antonio died had 45 cats, inadequate
Conditions despite so many warnings.
This is where we see the deadly impact of overworked caseworkers. Many handle 50 to 80 cases at once, when the recommended maximum is 12 to 15.
Those numbers are staggering. What solutions is Ronald proposing?
He's drafted legislation called Antonio's Law, which would mandate maximum caseloads, require immediate response to safety warnings, and create an independent oversight committee.
How has the child welfare system responded to these reform efforts?
Initially with resistance, but as Ronald's documentation has become more comprehensive and public, they've been forced to acknowledge the need for change.
What impact has this case had on other families in similar situations?
It's become a rallying point. Ronald's documentation methods are being adopted by other families, and his advocacy has inspired a broader movement for transparency.
That's powerful. How can our listeners support these reform efforts?
They can start by visiting the website Ronald created, homeforbrokenvoices.com, where they can learn about Antonio's Law and join the advocacy network.
Are there specific actions people can take right now?
Yes. Contact your state representatives about supporting similar legislation, volunteer with child advocacy organizations, and share Antonio's story to raise awareness.
What gives you hope that real change is possible?
The fact that Ronald has turned his grief into such a powerful force for reform. His documentation system is already being implemented in several states.